So next I want to introduce Heather Hottenstein. She's going to talk about the left side of the graphic, and her focus is on administration. Are you there, Heather?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Alan. So
Awesome.
exactly, just like you were talking, people are the center. And that absolutely applies true in the systems administration world as well. You know, first of all, we have that back-end infrastructure. And when that back-end infrastructure is humming and working, people are able to do exactly what they need to do to get their work done. And it's almost like you kind of forget about it, kind of like the street cleaners. You know, you don't notice their street cleaners aren't coming out and doing their job until the streets are getting messy. So that's what we do. We do all that back end stuff, all of the underlying servers, and making sure that the network has the appropriate bandwidth and capabilities of allowing that traffic to flow, et cetera. And then, of course, security. You know, in an ideal world, we wouldn't need to worry about security, but that's not true. So, and, you know, security is a balancing act. Absolutely. You know, the most secure system is one that you build and then you put it in a steel box and drop it in the bottom of the ocean. But that's not really a usable system. So you need to think about how your system is being used and then design the security around it based on, of course, your needs. You know, a government organization is going to have more stringent requirements or needs than a small company would that not hackers really aren't going to care about. And then of course also, you know, like any of this stuff, infrastructure and security, you also need to think about your budgets, because absolutely the sky's the limit in some parts of the technology world, but you may be needing to think about your budget and what you can actually afford to implement. But ultimately, you need to keep an eye on security to ensure that your people are not inhibited by nefarious actors doing things in your environment. And then finally, of course, is the ability for people to communicate. That's a lot of what the infrastructure is allowing them to do. It's and you know, like Alan was talking with HCL connections being used for people to work together as teams. And also in these applications that people like Alan build, you have workflow processes that the technology takes over. So, you know, just like, for example, back in the days of paper and pencil, you had documents that had to move around an organization. Well, now with computers and all of these great electronic systems we have, now we have those bits and bytes flowing through the system. And so the application is allowing that information to flow to people, whether it's winding up in their inbox or as a connections document, or even sometimes they are communicating through instant messaging applications like HCL Sametime, and then that information is being captured into a backend database as well. And so, you know, just like Alan was saying, you know, I have a story to share in that a customer that I've worked with for over 15 years now is a pest control company called Truly Nolan of North America. And they first approached us back when they were considering a deployment of Domino and Sametime. So it's one of those unique environments or unique experiences where I have been involved with them from their infancy of Sametime and Domino and assisted them over the years with the platform. So initially it was a matter of our PR Wyatt having discussions with them and making decisions on how best to build their Domino server in Sametime environment so that that underlying infrastructure met their needs. And then over the years, of course, as new releases have come about or there have been new requirements in their environment, things have been added on. Like, for example, initially they had one email server. Today they have 4 email servers, and they also have clustered servers so that they have that business continuity in the case where the primary server goes down. So their users never are left in a bind. They don't have a single point of failure. And additionally, everything has been done to ensure that their communications are secure. For example, when they are outside of the environment, yes, they can get into their notes and Domino data, but that's all being done making sure that proper protocols are being followed so that, again, you can't have that nefarious actor just doing something willy-nilly type of thing. So, of course, you know, just like Alan was saying, Truly Nolan, they also were impacted last year when the entire world turned upside down and their traditional office workers were pushed home and became remote. Now, Truly Nolan is a unique environment because they already have the traditional office worker, but they also have a large remote staff, and those people are their pest control technicians that are out servicing their clientele and getting rid of all those icky, pesky little critters that we don't want to think about. So, they already have a business or an infrastructure that is built around servicing remote users. And as a result of everything that was done with Domino and Sametime to ensure that it was always available regardless of where somebody's located, that resulted in Domino and Sametime following these office workers when they moved home. So as a result, from home, the office workers were still able to access all of their information that's stored in Domino, and they were able to do so securely, and ultimately able to continue doing their work. So just like the remote users, they continued to do everything they needed to do. And in the end, no business processes or workflow were impacted. And again, that was possible because Domino was built for any time, any place, any device access.
That is a pretty awesome story, Heather.
Thank
What
you.
if one of our listeners wanted to get in touch with you and have you work that kind of magic on their infrastructure? Is that something you offer?
Absolutely, yeah. So, just like Truly Nolan, I love working with our customers and helping them wrangle notes and Domino and Sametime and even connections. So, if anybody needs help, I would absolutely encourage them to reach out to Jim Engel. He'll be providing his contact information later on this presentation, and I absolutely will be glad to help you and challenge me. I love to be challenged.
It's true, she does.
Thanks.
So why don't we move ahead to V12?